With a net worth of $175 million, Bruno Mars is an American singer-songwriter and record producer. Gene Hernandez, better known as Bruno Mars, has undoubtedly made a name for himself. Coming from a performing family, he started getting recognition as a tiny Elvis impersonator, making appearances in Honeymoon in Vegas and touring various cities. After that, he started writing and performing his own music and moved to Los Angeles to pursue a full-time career in music after graduating from high school. At first, he was unable to land a successful record deal, but in 2004, he signed with Motown Records and formed the Smeezingtons with two other artists on the label. The Smeezingtons would go on to pen hit songs for Flo Rida, Adam Levine, Sean Kingston, and Brandy, among other musicians. After co-writing and singing the lead on two successful songs in 2009, Nothing on You and Billionaire, he found himself in the public eye. He first released the first single from his debut studio album in July of 2010, following the release of a moderately successful EP in the spring of the same year. With the smash hit Just the Way You Are, he won a Grammy for Best Male Pop Vocal and shot to the top of the charts. Since then, more than 15.5 million copies of his studio album, Doo-Wops and Hooligans, have been sold. Being among the highest-selling digital artists ever, he has had over 10 million digital downloads for several of his singles. In addition to winning 15 Grammy Awards, 11 American Music Awards, 13 Soul Train Awards, and 4 Brit Awards, Bruno Mars has sold over 130 million records worldwide. In the U.S., he became the first artist to have 6 songs certified diamonds. Profits: Bruno Mars made $38 million before taxes and expenses in just 2013. According to Billboard's estimation, Mars was the 12th highest-paid musician globally in 2013. He outperformed this in 2014, bringing in $60 million before taxes. From June 2016 to June 2017, Mars made a total of $40 million. He made $100 million from June 2017 to June 2018. In 2017, Bruno Mars held the title of highest-paid musician. After a year, he made $50 million. Childhood: Gene Hernandez, the true name of Bruno Mars, was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, on October 8, 1985. His parents met while doing a show together. Both of them were in the music industry. From an early age, Bruno Mars was exposed to music, and his ability to impersonate Elvis brought him notoriety. At 6 years old, he began performing twice a week with his family, who were all in a band. A young appearance on The Arsenio Hall Show and an early cameo in Honeymoon in Vegas were also highlights of his career. Bruno Mars' parents separated when he was 12. Due to his lack of wealth, Bruno's father moved him and his brother away from the rest of the family. Because of his father's low income, they frequently lived in impoverished conditions. In addition to performing live Elvis impressions, Mars continued to play in a band with his high school pals during this period. Eventually, Mars' sister showed his Los Angeles producer his demo reel. Following his high school graduation, Bruno Mars relocated to Los Angeles in order to pursue a career in music after the producer showed an interest in the young artist. Career: After relocating to Los Angeles, Bruno Mars started performing under the moniker Bruno Mars. He added Mars to his childhood nickname, Bruno, to avoid being associated with being a Latin artist. Despite the interest that several record labels, including Motown, showed in Mars, his career soon came to a standstill. Mars began concentrating more on songwriting and production in order to advance. Writing songs for producer Brandon Creed, who used one of Mars's songs for a Latin group, proved to be successful for him. Mars wrote songs for bands like the Suvababes and produced songs for musicians like Adam Levine during this period. Bruno Mars had a breakthrough in 2009 and 2010, the years he was featured on Bo B's Nothing on You and Travie McCoy's Billionaire. Bruno Mars became well known for the first time thanks to the success of both of these songs. Following this success, he went on to release his first EP, It's Better If You Don't Understand. Later in 2010, Mars started recording Doo-Wops and Hooligans, his debut album. Just the Way You Are, the lead single, peaked at #1 on charts worldwide. Grenade, another single from the album, peaked at #1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Following the release of this popular debut album, Bruno Mars started working with well-known musicians like Snoop Dogg. Unorthodox Jukebox was released in 2012. It became another successful album. In the end, it sold over 6 million copies and included hits like When I Was Your Man. Bruno Mars completed a global tour in 2013 and 2014, earning $156.4 million during that time. He was the star of the Super Bowl halftime show in 2014 and would do so again in the future. Bruno Mars was a featured artist on another hugely popular song at the end of 2014, Uptown Funk. 2016 saw the release of Mars' subsequent album, 24K Magic, following a few setbacks. Critics praised this album, which included hits like That's What I Like and Finesse. Mars made another tour in 2017 and 2018. This time, he broke every record with a tour that brought in over $300 million. It was revealed in 2020 that Mars was collaborating with Disney on a feature film and a new album. Together with Anderson, he released the joint album, An Evening with Silk Sonic, in 2021. Hack. Style of music. Bruno Mars plays with his band, the Hooligans, and frequently draws inspiration from the past. Mars spent many years impersonating the renowned rock star Elvis Presley, so the singer had a significant influence on his persona and public image. As a young performer, he also spent some time impersonating Michael Jackson, and this legend had a significant influence on Mars, particularly with regard to his vocal style. Bruno Mars refuses to pick a lane, and his albums frequently feature a variety of genres and musical styles, despite the fact that he leans more towards R&B. Legal concerns. Bruno Mars was taken into custody for cocaine possession in Las Vegas not long after the release of his debut album. He was later found guilty but not prosecuted. Mars agreed to pay a fine, perform 200 hours of community service, and stay out of trouble for a year in exchange. Later on, he expressed regret for the event. A number of older bands and record labels have filed copyright lawsuits against Bruno Mars, arguing that he is overly referencing old songs. Here, Uptown Funk stands out in particular, and there have been several grievances lodged against Mars. Individual life. In 2011, Mars started dating Jessica Caban, a model. They have a Rottweiler named Geronimo and live in a mansion in the Hollywood Hills. Minjin Resorts dismisses allegations Bruno Mars has $50 million in debt from gambling. The claims were deemed completely false by the hospitality and entertainment company. Bruno Mars' alleged millions of dollars in gambling debt owed to the hospitality conglomerate MGM Resorts has been refuted. The company's reaction follows NewsNation's report last week that Mars, 38, incurred over $50 million in gambling debt at MGM, much of which is being reimbursed by earnings from the singer's Park MGM residency in Las Vegas, per a source. In a statement to People, MGM Resorts International said, "We're proud of our relationship with Bruno Mars, one of the most exciting and dynamic performers in the world. From his performances at Park MGM's Dolby Live to the recently opened Pinky Ring Lounge at Bellagio, Bruno's style of entertainment draws guests from all over the world." MGM and Bruno have a long-standing, mutually respectful partnership. The statement went on, "Any speculation to the contrary is totally untrue. He has no debt with MGM. Together, we can't wait to keep giving our guests amazing experiences." NewsNation was informed by a source that MGM basically owned Mars following his alleged accrual of millions in debt from gambling with the hotel and entertainment company. According to the outlet, Mars earned $90 million annually from his residencies at MGM, but a significant portion of that sum was utilized by the singer as repayment to the company. NewsNation asserted, he will only make $1.5 million per night after taxes. Mars and MGM have a long-standing relationship. The singer of 24K Magic began working with the company in 2016, and as a result, he was given a Park MGM residency as well as a Pinky Ring cocktail bar at Bellagio Resort and Casino, which is scheduled to open in early 2024. A few months after Mars declared he would be extending his residency at Park MGM in Las Vegas through December 2023, the report of his gambling debt surfaced. Prior to adding the 5 extra shows in December 2023 and the 5 additional shows in February 2024, Mars was originally scheduled to end his residency in August of last year.